dream. My story was always going to end here. But there's just have to.
Alrighty. So I have to do a longer stream now. So I had a problem in my last stream that was a little bit longer. Where after a certain amount of time, I wasn't sure how long, the app is still able to send the data, the RTMP bullshit, and the my encoder, everything, my renderer, everything working properly, and still connecting to YouTube through that RTMP connection. But I think what was probably happening is after about 50 minutes, my API token session is not refreshing. So the app loses the ability to send or receive chat messages at that time, and it loses the ability to capture the viewer count anymore. So my viewer count, even if I am on, like I'm going to go now to my own stream, to there, I muted myself. All right. And so I can see right here, there should be myself. There's one watching myself. And now I see it on here. It's showing that one, showing here. But after a certain amount of time, it would not show it. It would show 0, even if I could see there was people watching on here. And it would not show. And I don't receive any more chat messages from people. I would see them show up here, but I don't see them show up. I wouldn't see them here because I'm not. Oh, I might be able to receive messages. Yes, I will. But I won't be able to send them because I'm not signed in. I specifically use a browser that I don't normally use, not logged into nothing, not logged into me in any way, to look at my streams so I can see what the actual viewer would see, not logged in, and not what they would want to show me. But what I think is about after 50 minutes, it's not renewing this API token. So then I lose the ability to not only chat, not only see how many viewers are watching, but to also, let's see if it goes to 0 when I close this out. Also, when I stop the stream with the app after I have lost this connection, this API connection, then YouTube just keeps the stream open. All it knows is it's stopped receiving the RTMP video stream. So it just was waiting, and it doesn't close. It says it's live for a long time, and finally it realizes it's no longer live. But if I still had the API connection, yes, it went to 0. So that's what I want to see. And now I'm going to open it again. It's nice to see that it is responsive, so it gives me confidence that it is more accurate than not. should show 1 again here soon. What's it say here? It says 1 here. Takes a little while for my app to update. One thing that's funny is they're updated to 1. The YouTube chat is like sometimes opposite of that. I'll receive a chat message in my app before I see it show up on the actual YouTube site. So that's interesting. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to stream for 50 minutes while I'm connected to the laptop. So if I were to want to go and bring the stream in somewhere to a store or something, then I would have to bring the laptop with me, because I have a live stream of the debug data going. Because when this happens, when this occurs, I want to capture everything that's happening behind the scenes, everything that's logged. And if that's not enough, I will add to the code additional debugging data. I created a debug console. Now I think I'm going to change the link to that debug console to be, oh, why is it showing 0? Have I lost that connection already? That would be strange. Oh, I did not, okay, and it came back. It came back. So my chat was I still had chat. And it came back. That one viewer came back again. Oh, now it shows 0 again. What is going on? Why is it doing that? Let me kill this for a minute and then. I'm just seeing if it'll start showing 1 while I'm not watching. That wouldn't really tell me much. So I would know if someone's actually watching or not. But now let's see if it does. Alright, now let's see if it shows that I'm watching. Because the viewer data went to 0. Now it went back to 1. Only 8 minutes. I have to stream for 50 minutes. So that's nice. There's not a lot of things I can watch. Unless I mute the video. I could mute the video. I'm trying not to do too many things to influence the test. At least not this test. But I would not have sent the chat message, but I was trying to see if we had already lost complete connection, and we had not. Oh. Yeah, he need something. Either they need to fix them or they need to give you something you can coordinate. And I can't really work on another part of the app while I'm streaming. I guess I could. Do that. What I could do is install. No, I cannot do that. I can't do that. That would cause some trouble probably trying to plug this phone into the computer while this other phone is already plugged into the computer recording the debug data. What's happening? Oh, they left. Hey, at least shows me, even if it's not accurate, that I'm seems to be getting data in my viewer count on the app. I'm not streaming this to get a bunch of viewers. Wouldn't be nice to have some people come in to chat with me while I'm going to stream them. Now we have a big truck that's pulled up. I don't know if no, it's not a gas truck. Shining their lights. Shining their lights at us, I tell you. I'm eating blueberries here. about to eat, I think, my third can of sardines today. I think I'll pour the sardine juice on this food here. This is dog's food here. If they still will eat more of it. If not, they'll eat something else. But it's a mixture of hamburger patties, and chicken patties. It's also got cheese and bacon from bacon cheeseburgers, because the bacon and the cheese is stuck to the hamburger patty anyway. And if I'm throwing away hamburgers, I just take the patties out and put them in a bag for the dogs. The patties, the cheese, and the bacon. And then I take chicken patties. I pull most of the breading off of it. And then I chop it up into small pieces. And I mush it all together, the hamburger patties and the chicken breast chunks. Want some, Trixie? Oh, she doesn't seem to want any. She ate a bunch earlier. I eat a lot of sardines lately. I'm trying to eat healthy. To eat healthy, it helps to eat fish. And any kind of fish. Well, there goes the truck that was shining the lights in my face, and they're going away now. And if you, you want to try this? A lot of fish, if you eat it a lot, often, you'll get too much mercury. Sardines, mackerel don't have much mercury, so that's what I go for. "18 minutes. An 18-minute stream. I shouldn't have put my hashtag in the stream. They don't usually like to show it to nobody. Da 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 da. How's it going there, brave viewer? I have to stream for 50 minutes because I'm doing a test of my app. So it's not exactly the most exciting thing. After the first time that the OAuth token tries to refresh, or my app tries to refresh the OAuth token the first time, I think it's failing. That's what's causing me to lose the ability to chat. I could send a chat message now if I needed to, but after that amount of time, I think that's what the problem is. I know at some point I lose the ability to chat. I lose the ability to see how many viewers are viewing. It always goes to 0, even if I see that it's more. And I lose the ability to finalize the video properly. So it's just like YouTube just stops receiving the RTMP video data, and it doesn't know why. Because I've lost my API connection. It's what I think is happening. If not, fuck, then it could really be confusing. But right now, I'm running Claude Code. I call him CC2 because he runs in the command line. He's got a live stream going of the debug data. And this device that is filming me right now is hooked to this laptop. So he's recording all the debug data for the device. And I'm hoping after 50 minutes it happens. So that way, or 60 minutes, it could be 60 minutes, but it might be 50 minutes, I don't know. After that time, I hope that's when it happens, because if not, intermittent problems when anything are so hard to fucking find out what the fuck is going on, whether it be a car or an app. If it doesn't happen, if you can't get it to happen, you can't diagnose it. And then if it still happens at some other random point, just on its own, that's fucking a pain in the ass. So I'm hoping that's what the problem is. It happens and we can get it fixed. And I'll have to do another goddamn 50-minute stream. And if I want to, like, put the phone in my pocket, because this app will let me stream with the screen off, if I do say so myself. If I want to do that, then I still have to have the wire coming. I have to carry my laptop with me if I want to go in somewhere or walk around, which I might do, because I can't really do anything else. I could put the latest version of the app on here too, and then there are some things I want to change. I had created a debug console on my home screen. Well, I mean, I created a debug console, and there's a link on my home screen of the app called debug, and you can get to it. But that's not production. And my app is about ready for production now, so I'm thinking I should deprecate the debug console in some sort of way. What I want to do is change that button to say, instead of saying debug, it's going to say digi. And when you click on it, it's going to launch my website. It's going to go to my website. Maybe if you have YouTube installed, it'll go there in the YouTube app, or it'll open a browser window to go to YouTube, my YouTube channel. And then I want to also, because I'm going to keep the debug console behind the scenes. Users won't need it, but I'll have where I can push do some kind of shit to make the button change to debug. Somehow I'll have a way to turn on the debug console. Maybe, I don't know if I'll do that. Might be good. But if I'm editing, I could always just tell Claude Code to add another button, so I could get to the debug console again if I need it. And I also have a function on my YouTube live streaming page. I have a button that for encoding a file to a file. And the reason why I did that is because I had a lot of problems with when I first added the stream from file feature. I had a lot of problems with it streaming the files in the RAW. I would have a normal vertical video, and it would stream it sideways, or it would stream it in a vertical player, but sideways across the vertical player. So a tiny little vertical video on its side. So I added that ability for the renderer that's taking the file off of my device and reading it and rendering it and encoding it into the encoder, I guess. The encoder that's reading it and encoding it to actually encode that to a file on the device again. Read it from the device, make what it's streaming, but don't stream it, send it to a file. So I could see, is it making something sideways? And I think it was. That was what the problem was. And Claude Code had kept just editing how we stream it. That's what it kept editing when I told it it's wrong, the orientation is not right. It just kept changing what we tell YouTube of how we're streaming the file. And it never worked. It never was going to work. That's why you can't just use these coding agents to code. They'll never solve anything. And if you take an idiot in combination with Claude Code, you're not going to never produce anything, because the Claude Code itself is really an idiot. It's an idiot that has the ability to do magical things and channel all the world's knowledge through it. But it's just an idiot. It really is. A retarded 3-year-old. But it can do magical things also. You just can't ever trust it to make sense. I see I'm showing viewer count data still. Yeah, so that we finally had to fix the encoder so it wasn't making the video crooked. And then fix the bullshit that Claude Code was telling YouTube crazy things to try to fix it. You had to fix that then. Put it back like it should have been. It was fine to begin with. It was just the encoder was actually encoding the shit sideways. It wasn't paying attention to the aspect ratio of the actual video when it made it. So that's and to figure that out, I had to think of that. Claude Code would have never thought of that. I had to think of, just fucking encode the thing and give me a button that I can tell it to load I can choose the video and then let the encoder encode it back to a file, and then it says, oh, brilliant idea. Of course, it always tells you that. It always will blow smoke up your ass too. It's kind of annoying, but it was a brilliant idea that time. But yeah, many times it's been brilliant ideas throughout this app development. Like recording video. Well, no, not recording video in the background. That was not. That was a little. Everything took a lot of edits, but to get every new thing working took a lot of edits. But I decided to create a remote control feature for the app where currently you can log into it if you're connected to the same Wi-Fi as the app that's running as the device that's running the app. If you connect to the same Wi-Fi, then you can navigate through any browser to the IP address of a embedded server that I put in the app that you can turn on. It shows you what the IP address is right there. And you go to any other device and go to that IP address and log in. And then once you do that, you can control. You see at first I just had buttons. I created a separate thing with different buttons. That was stupid. So I just did something different. I decided to have the web console, the remote console, be an exact duplicate on your web browser of the home page of the app that has all the controls you need to start and stop the recording, and choose whether the hard key is on or off, and choose or front or rear camera, start and stop the recording. There's not a lot. A lot of the settings are on the camera settings page. Now eventually the remote console is going to be a copy of the entire app. Now see, I can see that there's 2 people supposedly watching on this, but my app, okay, it came back, okay, and it went away. I don't know what that's about. We'll just see if it comes back again. Yeah, it came back again. It went away fast. So yeah, that is not good. There's a flakiness in my viewer count data. I mean, when I completely lose the API connection, I can't chat or see the viewer data. Well, the viewer data is going away. It came back again, went away. What the fuck? I'm going to kill this page for a minute. I'm going to bring it back again. But yeah, eventually I'm going to have the remote console. After release of this app, I'm going to add much more stuff. And one of those things is the remote console is going to have the whole app on it. You'll be able to click on any link on the home page, like the settings, go to the settings page, and then click on any link on the settings page, like camera settings, or you go to a camera settings page, a whole page of more settings. Or on the settings page, you also have language, and you have light and dark. You can turn the light and dark theme for the app. You can change the language. I've translated the entire app into 8 different languages, or 7, because it started off in English, and I added 7 more. Alright, now let's see if my app starts showing. So it seems to be now showing 0 viewers most of the time, and then for like 1 second every so much long. Now it's not showing it at all. But when it does, it just shows it for a second, and it goes away again to 0, and it stays at 0, and then it shows it for a second, and it stays at 0 for a long time. Right now, it's just staying at 0 all the time. Nope, there it went. It flashed 2 again. Okay, I don't get it. Let me see. So that means let me test this again. Failed to send message. So I have lost my connection now. It did not even take 50 minutes. So this error seems to have happened before I even get to the point where I have to renew my API OAuth token. Wild. And it's like every now and then maybe I have a split second of connection because I see the viewer count pop up for a second and then it goes back away again. All right. Yeah, something else I had to figure out was, yeah, it is with the remote console. The remote console created problems where I could not control the camera because of YouTube of Android limitations. Android will not allow, after Android 14 and newer, it will not allow an app to start the recording while the app is in backgrounded state. They think that's sneaky, like you're trying to film your users of your app surreptitiously. And so I could start the recording manually with the app and then background it. That was no problem. But having the app already backgrounded and screen off, and then with the remote control connected to the app, having it start the recording, from a remote signal while the app is backgrounded and the screen of the device is off and everything. That's like you're really trying to film someone secretly. And there was no way to do it. The Claude Code said there was no way to do it. We just have to give up on that. And I was not willing to accept that. So I devised a way where we could start the camera while the app is in foreground in standby. And then while the camera stream is well, we already have the camera service running. And I had it where, and that doesn't work with the normal mode, without the remote console. Like if you're using the app UI directly, that doesn't work because it interferes with if you put the camera in standby, it interferes with having a preview. And I have a feature in the app where you can turn on a preview, small or large, and actually see what you're recording. So you can set up your shot if you want to. The app is mostly designed to film in the background, but you might need to do that. And it wouldn't work. The remote, it was going to either be the preview or the remote console. So I devised it where you go in standby only if you, because that standby, that's what broke the preview feature. So I had it where you only go in standby if you turn the server on. If you turn on the remote server, then it puts the camera service in standby, because you're not going to need a preview then, because you're connecting remotely. So you're not going to need a preview popping up on the screen. So it's okay then to go in standby. So then if you turn on the remote server, the app puts the camera service in standby. You can then background the app. You can turn the screen off. And you can start recording with the remote console while it's in that while it's backgrounded and the screen is off. So ha 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 ha. I figured out how to do it. See, that's why you can't rely on these coding agents to solve problems for you. You have to solve the problem yourself. You have to keep having the AI feed you more and more data, do research and create reports with all the data possible, so you can have the things you don't know, that it'll know the shit, but not figure out how to do anything. You have to figure it out with limited data and try to get as much data as you can about it to give you the ability to figure the shit out. I wouldn't know to do any of that. I had the AI feed me a lot of information. All right, so now I do need to end the test because the failure has happened now, so I need to go ahead and end the test and collect the data and see if I can fix it. So appreciate everybody stopping by, and have a good